So he would know all the versions. So the version through this one, the other, it could be 14, 15 versions. He know all that. And he know the ahadith which is sahiha, authentic, and the ahadith which is da'ifa, weak, and the ahadith which is fabricated. So this is the encyclopedia they're talking about, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Now, Ahmad ibn Hanbal, or Ishaq, he's saying, Shafi'i, he was saying some ahadith that we don't know. How much Imam Shafi'i, or how much knowledge he has in ilm al-hadith. فقلت هذا أعلم الناس بالحديث فتكلم في التفسير. Then he started talking about tafsir of the Quran, explaining certain things. And you know what? You could take a book of tafsir, for example, you read from Al-Baqarah or from Al-Fatiha to Al-Nas. And these are the scholars again. It's very rare when you find a scholar, he doesn't know about certain story. But again, when you start talking about the tafsir, still they made the statement that they say he said something that we did not know. And we said, this is the person who knows more about the tafsir. Is that all? ثُمَّ تَكَلَّمَ فِي الْعَرَبِيَّةِ. Then he started talking about language. We already talked before. Yesterday we said, talking about the Arabic language, it's an ocean. And we said that subhanallah, Imam al-Shafi'i, he was the most knowledgeable person among the four ai*imma when it comes to the lugha, to the language. And we said he went to Hudayr and he stayed there for 3 years and he memorized more than 10,000 verses. By the way, Imam Shafi'i himself, he was a poet. He was a very famous poet and he has his own diwan. So he was talking about Arabiya again, they made the same statement. They said, once he finished, we feel like, you know what, he said something that we don't know. He's probably the most knowledgeable about also the Al-Arabiya. ثم تكلم في الرياضة. Then he started talking about sport. Subhanallah. Imam al-Shafi'i, he was very well skilled when something called a-rimaya, to use the arrows. And he said, كنت أصيب 9 من 10. If I threw 10, I will make 9. That's also some of the skills that Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah. And this is also, he took it as a part of the sunnah, because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also advised us and he said, علموا أبناءكم, teach your kids السباحة, swimming, الرمي, الفروسية, and so on. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about Imam al-Shafi'i. This is Al-Imam al-Shafi'i. You'll be very surprised that Imam al-Shafi'i, he will be appointed as a mayor of an area called Najran. That's somewhere in Saudi Arabia in the north. And he was very skilled that the people loved him so much. But that would created what? Always jealousy. So they were able, and at that time the king was Harun al-Rashid, the most powerful king that we know. So the people were able to go to Harun al-Rashid and tell him, this Imam al-Shafi'i, he is among the people that they're trying to create trouble and they want to go against you. He is from the Shia, that's what they said, subhanAllah. By the way, this kind of accusation, it is being mentioned in the books many times. Probably I remember when you were asking me about Ahlul Bayt, and Imam al-Shafi'i, the way how he loved the family of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that even some of the scholars at the time, they accuse him to be a Shi'i. And you know, we use a different term. When we talk about Shia, we use the word Rafidi. Rafidi. So, and this is like a curse. Rafidi means Rafada yarfadu, to reject. Because they are rejecting the Imamah of Abu Bakr and Umar and Uthman. So he heard that, people talking about him. So he said that beautiful verse. He said, إن كان حب آل محمد رفضا فليشهد الثقلان أني رافضي. So in such a sweet and beautiful way, he said, إن كان حب آل محمد رفضا. If loving the family of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam will be considered as I am Rafidi, فليشهد الثقلان أني رافضي. Then the human and jinns, both of them, should be witnesses that I am a Rafidi. You know what he means by that. He means that if that's what you consider to be a Shia, just because I love the family of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Anyway, so they were able to go to the king and tell him, and then they put chains on his hand and feet, and they brought him on a mule, which is a way of degrading somebody to where? To Iraq, especially to Baghdad. They were there, who was about to be killed, because at that time, to go against the king has only one result, which is they will, according to the historians, there were 10 people. 9 of them were killed. And now was the turn of Imam al-Shafi'i rahimahullah. What helps him? What helps him, again, when in front of Harun al-Rashid, he said, look, I am from the family of Al-Muttalib. You remember we said that yesterday. So I am also, me and you, we are cousins. Because Harun al-Rashid, he is from the descendant of Al-Abbas, the uncle of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But he was looking for something else, because when he asked him, what's your name? He said, Muhammad ibn Idris. He said, I heard about this name a lot, especially from the most special scholar that time in the palace of Harun al-Rashid, which was Muhammad ibn al-Hasan. Remember we said, Imam al-Shafi'i, when he went to Iraq, he met Muhammad ibn al-Hasan, the student of Abu Hanifa, and they were very good friends, and they spent a lot of time together. So he was the one. So he was there so he was the one who was able to help him and get the forgiveness from Harun al-Rashid. Not only that, Harun al-Rashid brought him closer, give him money, and appoint him. Just for Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Shaybani, rahimahullah, because him and al-Shafi'i, they were a very good friend, very close to each other. And he stayed in his house for such a long period of time, Shafi'i in the house of Muhammad ibn al-Hasan al-Shaybani, that they even together, according to some of the historians, went to learn. To learn what? Ilm al-Firasa. What's Ilm al-Firasa? It's a kind of knowledge like when you look at the person's face, you could say a lot of things. You could even say, where is he from? You could say, what is his job? You could say, it's called Firasa, just by looking at the face of the person, his hand. And this has nothing to do with being a fortune teller. No, these are certain signs. So they learned that, subhanAllah. And they probably spent more than a year, and then they were coming back. When they were coming back, subhanAllah, this is a beautiful story. When they were coming back, on their way, they met somebody. So when that person was coming very close to them, they said to each other, hold on, let's see this. By looking at the face, let's see who's that person or what is his job. So, Muhammad ibn Hassan, he said he was a najjar, carpenter. Imam al-Shafi'i said no, he's khayyat, a tailor. Khayyat. And he used to debate a lot, but in a sweet way. So when the person came closer, they asked him, we just want to ask you, what is your job? He didn't say nothing. He said, he didn't say anything, but he said, I am a merchant. And you used to do some, he said something else. So both of them, they look at each other and say, oh, the year that we spent, it looks like we learned anything. We didn't learn anything. SubhanAllah. So the person asked them, what's going on? It looks like you have some kind of dispute. He said, no. We went to learn firasa, and we tried to test ourselves, but we failed. He said, in what sense? He said, I thought that you were, and I thought that, and he told you. He said, indeed, you are right. In the beginning of my life, I used to be a tailor. And after that, I became a carpenter. But then I changed the job. This is just to tell you some of the things that used to happen to Imam al-Shafi'i. Going to the end of the life of Shafi'i. Imam al-Shafi'i looks like it was not enough for him. The ilm of Mecca and Medina and Iraq and Yemen. So he decided to move to where? To Egypt. Because again, Sahaba traveled also to Egypt and stayed there. Some of them passed away there, like Amr ibn al-As and so many. So he went to Egypt. When he went to Egypt now, he finds a different atmosphere. And when you start reading the books of Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, you will be surprised. They will say the fiqh of Shafi'i before Egypt and the fiqh of Shafi'i after coming to Egypt. A lot of masail that Imam Shafi'i had his own opinion, and he established his opinion. Once he moved to Egypt, he changed it completely. Reason? Circumstances. Reason? Because he heard something new. Reasons? Because whatever he established cannot fit in Egypt, so he has to what? Modify his fiqh according to the circumstances. Because of that, he wrote many books. So the most famous book that he had, a book called Al-Risala. And Al-Risala is a book of what? Something called Usul al-Fiqh. What do you mean by Usul al-Fiqh? Remember we talked about fiqh before, say this fiqh of Abu Hanifa, fiqh of Malik, fiqh. Okay, these are like the ijtihad. Okay, how out of a certain hadith or certain ayah, you could derive what? A hukm, a statement. It was open like this. Imam al-Shafi'i would be the first one who would put rules. How do I have the right to interpret or to derive a hukm, a statement from an ayah or from a hadith? Is it just like that, an open field? No. I'm supposed to put certain rules. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Imam al-Shafi'i was the very first person ever in the history to put something like this. And that's why the scholars of Medina and Kufa used to say, we used to fight between us until Shafi'i came, and he is the one who put dhawabit, some rules, some policies if you want. Now he wrote the book of Risala, which is everybody appreciate and people were following it, talking about the Malikiya or the Ahnaf. But once he went to Egypt, he's going to modify that book again. And he's going to write his last book called Al-Umm, the mother, which has nothing to do with the mother itself, but about the ahkam and about the fiqh also. Imam al-Shafi'i in Egypt, you will be also attending. It's interesting how those people, they were so humble. He used to attend the halaqah of who? Halaqah of one of the granddaughters of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, called Zainab. Zainab migrated to Egypt and stayed there. This is not Zainab, the daughter of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this is not Zainab, the daughter of Ali radiallahu anhu. No, this is another one, which is, it will come later on. He was over there, and she used to have her halaqah. And people used to attend her halaqah. And he used to attend her halaqah also, and take notes, without feeling that, oh, I'm not going to listen to a woman, I'm not going to listen to whatever, because he learned also from that woman, subhanAllah. Imam al-Shafi'i would be facing a lot of challenges like everyone. In any place you're going to go, that's the people start feeling like he took the show from everyone, from Malik and from Abu Hanifa, if you want. And Malik, Abu Hanifa already passed away, but they're students. It was very difficult for them to accept that somebody is coming after Abu Hanifa, the greatest, the Imam al-A'dam, and after Malik, Imam Dar al-Hijra, and he has certain opinion. Or sometimes he will say, in this issue, Malik was not right, or in this issue, Abu Hanifa was not right. They could not accept it, they rejected, and they start creating a lot of problems for him. Some of the historians said, probably, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi'i was killed by a group of young people that they did not accept that he was criticizing some of the ara of Imam Malik rahimahullah. We're not sure about that incident. We're not sure if he was killed, but we are sure that he died at the age of 54 only. Imam Abu Hanifa lived 70 years old. Imam Malik lived like more than 80 years old, almost 9 years old. Imam al-Shafi'i lived a very short life. Some of his students, we still know their books. For example, the book of Riyad al-Salihin, it was written by Al-Imam al-Nawawi, which is al-Shafi'i, subhanAllah. They came to the end, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive all of us. If you have any comments, feel free, inshallah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت تولنا فيمن توليت قنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت إنك تقضي بالحق وإنه لا يقضى عليك وإنه لا يعز من عاديت ولا يذل من واليت تبارك ربنا وتعاليت رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين.
definitely, inshallah.